Welcome to Vlogmas, day 13, where we turn back to therapy and we ask the burning question, tell me about your relationship with your father. Well, in a nutshell, I have already filmed this vlog 3 times and I've cried through each of them. So now we're going to try to put on a smile and tell you all the horrible things about my childhood. I'm kidding. I didn't have a horrible childhood. I had a wonderful childhood. In fact, the relationship that I had with my father, it wasn't bad. It was pretty plain. It was plain. My dad was cut from a cloth of men who felt like it was their duty to work hard and provide and protect their family. And that's what my dad did. He was very emotionally unavailable. He was all business. He worked a terrible job for a really long time. 30 years, I think he worked. 32 years, maybe. At a place that was like a mass production of, they made flour sifters for like Quaker Oats and Pillsbury. He was a master carpenter. He was an incredible musician. If he took on a hobby, he perfected it. He restored Volkswagens. There was nothing he couldn't do except be emotionally available to his daughters. Yeah, I'm gonna speak for my sister on this one a little bit too. My dad was typically out in the wood shop working on building something for someone, working on a car. He didn't make a lot of room for us. It was from 1974 until 2001. I only saw my dad cry one time, and that was when his dad died. He was just very walled. He had walls. And in 2001, when my mother got sick with cancer and went on hospice, he let some of those walls down and we became close. We shared an experience that nobody should have to share, which was the passing of my mother. It was then and there that I don't know what changed. I don't know what switch was switched on inside of him, but we became close. I stayed living with him after my mother died for about 3 or 4 months. My dad finally met a lady. They got married and he retired and they moved away, and that sucked. I felt like an orphan. I had these 2 new babies and they didn't have the kind of grandpa that my older kid had, maybe. That wife sadly passed away, and through that we became even closer. He opened up to me about a lot of things. He had set some boundaries and some rules for himself in his life, and he met another woman, and he ended up moving back closer. Instead of an hour and a half away, about 20 minutes away. We were able to share a little bit more time together because of that. The kids, when you have kids, it's the cats in the cradle thing, you know, you just wish for more time. My dad battled cancer for a couple of years, and when he finally decided to stop the treatments, he went on hospice, and we had probably the most difficult conversation of my life that I've had with him. It was difficult because it was so open. And we just let each other know the things we wished were different. And he told me some things that I just keep right here, and told me that I was the only person that he felt like he could tell these things to. And he thanked me for that. And I didn't feel burdened by that one bit. I felt I felt honored. And I felt honored to spend that last week of his life with him. And I told him that I wished that our whole life together I wish it could have been like that. That moment of us talking so openly. And him telling me his hopes and his wishes, holding my hand. I wish he could have been that emotionally available to me my whole life. I wonder who I would be if he was like that when I was growing up and not just out in the wood shop. My relationship with my dad was not bad. But it could have been so good. It's very important to me now to see that my oldest child has things in common with their dad. And they can laugh and they can have conversations and they can be emotionally available to each other and love and support each other. And it's the same with the two younger kids' dad. My husband is available for them. He tries very, very hard to support them. My husband now loves the oldest too, like his own, and has been able to have some of those close bonding conversations with them all, and moments and memories. And no, it's not perfect, but it's better. Then it's better. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And even my dad would tell me, that he thought Jake was a way better dad than he was. And that last conversation I had with him, he knew. He knew. And he wished things were different too. I would have loved to have learned woodworking from my dad. I would have loved to have learned guitar from my dad. I would have loved to learn how to drum spatulas and flip pancakes like my dad. But that is just not the relationship that I was given. And that's okay. I can tell you that my dad was a very hardworking, well-liked, well-known man around town. Back at a time when our last name used to mean something around here. And I am proud to be a Filbert. And I'm proud to be Clancy Filbert's daughter. I'm just thankful that I had a good dad. My friends introduced me to this song called Bible in a 44 shortly after my dad died, and I'd like to attempt to play it for you now on my guitar. I have been learning guitar for the last 2 years, and I think I might be ready to put it on the YouTube. So this is for my dad, and maybe make you think of your dad too. I don't know. So that's a relationship with my father. It wasn't bad, and that's good. Okay, let me get my guitar. Okay, now, if we are interrupted by dogs or the dishwasher or whatever, it's just part of the gig, right? He had a southern drawl like a red-bone hound, and every song he sang was my favorite sound. He'd be the last one off if the ship went down. That kind of man it feels good to be around. That kind of man it feels good to be around. He had hair as white as a cotton field, and he could me like a wagon wheel. He never went nowhere without a rod and reel. Lord, I miss that man, and I always will. I miss that man, and I always will. You see through a lie like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. Carried a Bible in a 44, and they just don't make them like that no more. He said, take what you've got and do the best you can. Best thing you'll ever own is a piece of the land. And he knew his like the back of his hand. And he was something else, my old man. He was something else, my old man. He see through a lie like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. He carried a Bible in a 44, and they just don't make them like that no more. I saw him strum this thing every chance he could, and he left it to me like he said he would. And if you ask me why it sounds so good, it's 'cause I'm holding more than strings and wood. Yeah, I'm holding more than strings and wood. He see through a lie like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love